The graph of the quadratic function f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c is a parabola that opens up or down. It opens upwards if a is positive, like g of x equals x squared minus 4x, where a is 1. A is right here, and it's positive 1. So it opens upwards. It's downwards if a is negative. So this negative 1 here, h of x equals negative x squared plus 4x, that will be a downward parabola. The vertex of the quadratic function f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c is a minimum or a maximum point of the function. It's a minimum if a is positive. So if this coefficient here is positive, like a equals 1, then this is going to be a minimum. However, over here, the vertex is a maximum if a is negative. So we have negative 1 as the coefficient here. H of x equals negative x squared plus 4x. Therefore, this point is a maximum. The domain of a quadratic function is all real numbers. So from negative infinity over here to positive infinity over there, the domain is all real numbers. The range of a quadratic function depends on whether its graph opens up or down and on the value of the function at its axis of symmetry. If a, the coefficient of the x squared term, is positive, the graph opens up, and the value of the function at its axis of symmetry is the minimum value. So the range would be from negative 4 up to positive infinity. If a is negative, the graph opens down, and the value of the function at its axis of symmetry is the maximum value. So the range would be from negative infinity up to this point, 4. So from negative infinity to 4. Exercise A. Consider the graph of f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 1. The graph passes through 2 points as shown in the figure. What is the domain? What is the range? Well, the domain is going to be all real numbers, from negative infinity to positive infinity. What's the range? Well, the minimum is here at negative 3, and it goes all the way up to positive infinity. So the range is negative 3 is less than or equal to the function f of x is less than infinity. Exercise B. Consider the graph of g of x equals negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 1. The graph passes through 2 points as shown in the figure. What's the domain, what's the range, and what's the vertex? All right, so the domain for all parabolas like this are going to be all real numbers. So all real numbers. What is the range? Well, the range is whatever the y value here, it's not 4, it's a little bit above 4, but it's going to be that value and lower. So let's figure out what that value is. So we need to find the vertex. We have these 2 points, so in order to find the midpoint, or the x value here, we need to average those together. So 0 plus 2.5 divided by 2 gives us 1.25. So the x value of the vertex is 1.25. To figure out what the y value here is, we would just plug that into this equation. So we have g of 1.25 equals negative 2 1.25 squared plus 5 times 1.25 plus 1, and that actually equals 4.125. So the vertex is 4.125. Now we can figure out the range because we know this value here is 4.125. So the values are negative infinity, then the function g of x less than or equal to 4.125.